I don't believe that there's a conflict between seniors and people that have children in our community. You may be referencing folks that try to stand up for certain tax policies or oppose certain initiatives in the community because of the fact that there's a potential for it to raise taxes. The bottom line is we all have to live in a community together, and raising taxes to fund programs year after year after year is not the answer. We've had several forums, public forums, for people to come out and express their views. It could be at the senior center, it could have been in many places. I think they participate, the senior population, specifically CPOA, which would be probably the most vocal of senior populations, comes out to speak at the Board of Ed's public hearing, and they're always against education funding. I don't think they're against education funding. What they're against is exorbitant increases in budgets that will eventually end up in taxation policy for cities and towns. So I think that message needs to be more clearly made. I think there's this inherent politicization of that issue by people during the budget process that really needs to be overcome. I've dealt with this every single year. Every year there's extremely high requests for funding at various levels, and it's not just the Board of Education. I think I think what you see in opposition from the senior population is increases to their costs, because many of them are on fixed incomes and cannot afford to deal with these kinds of issues should they arise. We've been able to stem that tide, and I think that's why you don't hear very much from them over the last several years. I think we've been successful at mitigating those efforts. But they need to be a part of the discussion too, and I know that we've encouraged participation at the Board of Ed level too, so they can understand how this budget is put together. I know Ms. Mikulak and a few others have had meetings with Dr. Kurtz and staff to make sure that they understand what's going on.